Sie hören Sport und Musik.
Das Spiel ist aus! Deutschland ist Weltmeister!
Mario Götze! Mario Götze!
Tonight, whether you call it football, or soccer, a German American and a German in America dare to call it Fußball. German football from an American point of view. Let's add some buns to that hamburger and join them for the Schnitzel Boys Deutschland Hour.
Ja! Los geht's! Hier sind wir, here we are. Deutschland, Deutschland, Deutschland. Okay, Germany wins its first knockout round game since 2016. Oh boy, that was 8 summers ago. It's been a long 8 years, but Germany has defeated a team in a knockout round. They beat Denmark 2-0, and they go on to play the quarters. Here we are a day late. We know our fate is against Spain. Oh, the one I was hoping to avoid till later, but we are on a collision course to Spain. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the games yet today. I know sometimes I watch them on delay because they're a little early here on the West Coast. So about to say this, the result. I guess I already admitted that
Deutschland
Spain.
Hour.
Oh, that's right. I always forget this track has that weird Deutschland Hour. Yes, thank you, Chuck Fresh. This Deutschland Hour. Spain beat Georgia 4-1 today. It started with an own goal, and then Spain just controlled the rest of the game, and they won 4-1. Spain are looking flawless, aren't they? So we'll talk about our Spain preview in a bit. But that's not the point. The point is Germany beat Denmark. Yay! I was worried. The Danish aren't no pushovers. The Danes are a tough team. But Germany came out swinging. They played so well today. Obviously, there's a certain discourse related to VAR and all that crap. I'll talk about that in a second. But first and foremost, we had Nico Schlotterbeck filling in for a suspended Jonathan Tah. And we had Sané starting over Wirtz today, and David Raum starting over Mittelstädt. Raum over Mittelstädt, I don't really get, but I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. David Raum had a good game. Schlotterbeck replacing a Tah was alarming because it was necessary, but you know, he's due a blunder. He has been under great shape lately towards the end of the season, and this game was at Dortmund, the German fortress. We've only lost 1 or 2 games there. They say 1, but I have a memory of us losing 2 games. Let's say 1. That crazy game against Italy in 2006 where they beat us in overtime. And Slaman was in goal. We don't have to talk about that. But we were at Dortmund. We were at the German fortress, and we beat the Danes. I almost said Switzerland. We beat Denmark 2-0, not 2-1, 2-0. And Schlotterbeck at his home stadium in Dortmund had started off with a goal. He had a pretty solid game. He started off a goal, which was called off because of a silly soft Kimmich off the ball foul, almost like an NBA pick where he stood and the defender ran into him. I am convinced there's many refs who wouldn't call that as many refs as that would. So I thought that was a little bit of a soft call, but hey, I'm a homer. And then, but Schlotterbeck later in the game lost the ball in the box. It was like, oh, Schlotterbeck! Oh, Schlotterbeck! So his blunder came back, but thankfully it did not bite us in the ass. Like I said, David Raum is serviceable as Mittelstädt is. And Sané, I guess, gave that veteran presence up top. I guess he wanted a little bit more of a veteran presence up top. Wirtz did come off the bench there towards the end. And I thought was quite effective. He didn't score. I know he almost scored. I got to remind myself. He didn't score, did he? Germany v. Denmark. Who were the goals? Goals were Musiala and Havertz. Havertz on a penalty, and Musiala. I thought Havertz was really good today. His hold-up play, you hear a lot about hold-up play, hold-up play, hold-up play. Oh, he's a good hold-up play guy. He just doesn't score goals. Well, Kai Havertz, they proved that to actually be true. I thought he did a really good job holding up the ball, assisting, helping out with the wingers, Azane and Musiala. And he did that really cheeky move where he broke the line, remember, through his back. Just that really nice move where it was like, oh! So those really cool moves. It's like, look at that swagger. He gets the ball, puts it up front, gets the breakaway. And that led to, I think, almost a goal. Like I said, it's been a day removed. But what I'm saying is that Kai Havertz, I thought, had a really good game. On Twitter, I saw people attacking him, but I just don't know what they were smoking or game they were watching. Kai Havertz had a great play, had a great game. And then Fulkrug coming off the bench, being effective, almost getting one or two, the way Fulkrug goes. The big story for me was Germany played confidently. They played with swagger. They played pretty well together. There were definitely some missed passes here and there and stuff, but they hold the ball well, and I've seen that all too much. But what they do is they break on that transition fast. Look, tuk, pass. The minute they're not sitting deep, the opposing team, the minute they're up high, all of a sudden Germany knows how to break that in transition. It's clear that's what they're working on, and it's nice. Because we're going to need that against Spain. Against Spain, we're not going to have the ball. So, more ruk-tuk, quick transition, passing, working, all that stuff. More of that, the better. Against Spain, our key will be direct play and get him quick on that transition. But we'll talk about that in a second. So Germany wins 2-0. Now, the big moment everyone's talking about is the other defender, scores a goal, but it gets chopped off for offside through the semi-automated offside system where laser pinpoint, they can tell you if you're offside by a millimeter or not. And I bring that up because that's what happened. He was offside by a toe. The image is very famous. It's around. It's just literally just a little bit of a toe lopped it off. And then 2 minutes later, he gets the handball in the box because his arm is extended. While someone kicks the ball and across, his arm is extended. It gets reviewed. Penalty. So they get a goal chopped off to 2 minutes later, us getting the go-ahead goal. And then boom. Musiala was able to get him on a break later because being up a goal means they're a little more vulnerable in the back. I mean, it should have been 3-0, to be honest. The game ended 2-0, which I'll take, but there were opportunities to make it a 3-0 because when the Danes were down a goal, they then had to be more vulnerable, and then which we could exploit, which we did. I felt 90 minutes from beginning to end, it was a masterful display by the German national team. It's easy for the Danes are talking about ref this and ref that. All the calls were correct. So those complaints are pointless. And if you have the calls given to you, let's say that goal wasn't lobbed off for the 1-0. I think Germany still would have won that game. I mean, look at the numbers. We had the ball most of the time. We had all the shots on goal. It was our game. So at a level like this where the margins are razor thin, it's always easy to talk about the refs this, ref that. Look at what Greg did against Panama. It's like, oh, we ref this, ref that, even though the ref had nothing to do with it. Game, same thing. That is a handball call every day of the year, all day for the last 5 years at least. We all know the handball rules. That's a handball call. And if you look at the display, the video, Julian Nagelsmann afterwards said he would be unhappy, but that's the rule. They're being a little too fair. His hand goes to the ball. His hand is high, and then when the ball flies, whether subconsciously or not, the Danish defender moves his hand to the ball. You can see it. There's movement to the ball. That's a handball in the old rules as well. But it's a handball in the new rules. And we all follow the same rules. If you're going to Germany assuming rules will not be followed, you're in the wrong place. All right? We have a semi-automated offside system that calls every little thing offside for both teams, for everybody. And then we have a handball call, which we've known for years. If it's extended, if your arm is extended, whether intent or not, if it hits it, if it's away from your body, that's a handball. That's what happened. All right? All the calls were correct. So this game was reffed properly in the modern subset of rules. Fox Sports, first they did was cut to Peter Schmeichel, who said that was never a goal and that's never a handball and blah. It's always like, why did the Germans do wrong? Doesn't matter what American broadcaster it is. The team that loses against Germany always gets first dibs. So it was nice. I watched on CDF as well. On CDF, they just cut to the crowd celebrating, and they went to the sidelines with Thomas Hitzelsberger and Per Mertesacker, and they interviewed Nico Schlotterbeck in front of his home fan. That's the appropriate broadcast. The winning team gets celebrated. In America, the winning team gets celebrated unless it's Germany. Then the losing team gets all the time. Ali Hinks didn't get to say anything. It was Peter Schmeichel, then Daniel Sturridge, first two people that got to talk after the game. For whatever reason, Ali Hinks didn't get her moment. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, call me crazy. It seems like there's an anti-German bias in American. I definitely see it on ESPN. I definitely see it on Fox. I don't understand why after Germany wins, you don't cut to Ali Hingst, who gets to say, good game for the German. Like, thank you, Denmark, good game for the Germans. But we did it. We're through and very happy. I don't know why that's not the first thing you get to celebrate on a Fox broadcast. It's straight to Peter Schmeichel, who's like, that should have never been a thing. It's a travesty. Blah, blah, blah. The first thing you hear, a buzzkill. Get out of here with that stuff. The ref called a good game, and those are the rules. All right? It could have happened to Germany, too. We all follow the same rules. If Denmark wanted to win the game, then you should have gone and won the game. I don't know what to tell you. Holding back and defending against Germany, you can bitch and complain all you want. Germany wins that game. It was a solid 2-1. Excuse me, 2-0. It wasn't 1-0. It wasn't 2-1. It was 2-0. And we had a goal lopped off right away. Okay, that's our game. We had the ball the entire time. We let it breathe a bit to give you the ball towards the end of the first half because we need to get a breather. But it's our game all day. When you're bitching about the ref, it's because you have nothing else to say. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Now, should we change the VAR offside rule? I don't know how. Like, people want human error reintroduced to it. I mean, it's got machine proficiency. And it tells you if you're offside or not. I think that's great. Just use it and go with it. I'm trying to think how you would adjust that. Maybe give it a 3-inch leeway or something. But then it's like, well, then so people who are slightly offside are now allowed to be onside. Just depends how slightly offside you are. It's a slippery slope. It's pinpoint. Let it be pinpoint. I mean, what a great little gift we have. I don't know. Can it be calibrated to be a little more lenient towards the attacker? Sure, I'm sure you can pull that off. Now, I'd be fine with that, but that's not what it's like this summer. We're all following the same rules this summer. That adjustment can happen later, but then we all have to agree on it. We all have to follow the rules. Whatever the rules are, you have to understand it. That includes the handball. That's been the handball for years now. There's no two ways around. You can bitch and complain all you want. Those are the rules. All right? We all follow the same rules. So the fact there's as much discourse about VAR after this game is ridiculous. Germany was the superior side. They held the ball. They won the game. They should have won 3-0. I don't want to hear anything about how the entire discourse is about now the refs screwing out Denmark. I don't know where that crap's coming from. But it can stop. That's my little passionate rant about that. I mean, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Email us. Am I open to the being calibration with the semi-automated offside? Sure. But that's not now. That's for later. Now they're just trying out the way it is now, which is pinpoint exact. Tough. Slightly offside is offside. Okay, next up, Germany has Spanien. That's their biggest foe. Euro 2008 final, World Cup 2010 semifinal. The Spaniards play with the ball so well, and the Germans borrowed that for when they were then dominant later in 2014. But no one does it like the original. So Germany can't hold the ball against Spain. They'll have spells of possession, but the Spanish will have the ball most of the time. They play out of the back pretty well. The Germans probably play out of the back maybe second as well. Is that the right phrase? But not as well. So the key to success for Germany is play high press, direct, and fast. Try to think of high press as a mistake because they might hold the ball so well. Definitely direct. When they're at you, hit them quick on the transition. We saw that today against Denmark. Look, pass. One touch passing. It was so nice. It was like side, forward, side. It was just like quick. The ball's fast for the player. You will find space if done efficiently enough. And I hope that's what they're getting ready for on, was it next Saturday? When does Germany play Spain? I hope that's what they're getting ready for the Germany-Spain game. All right, stuffed. Friday, July 5th, day after Independence Day. 9 a.m. Eastern, noon on the East Coast, Spain versus Germany. Where's it at? Spain versus Germany in... It won't tell me where it is. Wherever that is. Somewhere in Germany. Let's see. Spain versus Germany. Stadium? Bear with me for a second. Germany. Counters between... When is it? Ugh. How do I even find this thing? Germany will play Spain in some sort of stadium in Germany on Friday, wherever that may be. I'd love for it to be Dortmund again, because that is our fortress. We play well in Dortmund. We have the white wall, just like Derek Ray says, the Weiße Wand, not the Gelbe Wand, because we need it, especially against Spain. Spain is where we need the hometown spirit on our side. Because on paper, the Spanish are a superior side. They're playing superior football. And I would say they're the one team in this tournament that I am really genuinely afraid of. If we can pull off a win against Spain on Friday, then there's no reason we can't win the whole tournament. There's no reason we can't win the whole tournament. If we eliminate to Spain, then we will lost to the best. And then Spain's going to go off and win the whole tournament. I genuinely believe that the winner of the Germany-Spain game is the Euro champion. It just boils. Sometimes it's the semis, but it boils down to the quarters. Just like I genuinely believe the winner of the Real Madrid-Manchester City tie, which I believe was a quarterfinal this season, the Champions League, would win the whole thing. And I was right. Real Madrid won it, and they went on to go win the whole thing. Same thing here. Germany-Spain. If Spain wins, it's their tournament. Germany wins, dann sind wir Europameister. Then the Sommermärchen can continue. The summer fairy tale can continue. But oh boy, is it a challenge. I'm trying to think here how they even pull it off. The Spanish will have the ball. It will be frustrating. The Germans just have to pick their spots, hit them quick on the counter, and get in there. Get those goals. I mean, it's not going to be like 90-10. It's going to be 60-40, 65-35 when it comes to possession. But this is where the German efficiency comes into play. With the return of Jonathan Tah, can Manu Inoue be at his best? Can Tah and Rudiger keep up their great work? You know, can our back four be solid? Can Kimmich play the game of his life? Will Musiala keep proving how great of a young starlet he is up top? You know, will Havertz finish one? Will Fuku come off the bench and finish one? This might be more of a Fuku game, to be honest. I predict some long balls and crosses in, more so than I predict walking into the box. So, these will be sleepless nights for me as Germany plays Spain in the quarters. But if you're going to win the title, you got to beat the best. And Friday, we have an opportunity to do just that in whatever city they're playing in. A thing I just flat out cannot find right now. Okay, tomorrow is Monday. USA plays Uruguay. This is a big game for us stateside here in the United States. And honestly, it's a big night. If the United States can beat Uruguay, that's an amazing win. And I'm happy, and we're off to the next round. We're off to our own quarterfinal against whoever that may be, a Brazil or a Colombia. And it's like, hey, there you go. If you want to do well, you got to beat the best. This U.S. team needs to have that quote-unquote signature win. So far, the only top 20 teams we've beaten are, I think, Morocco, Iran, and Mexico 3 times. If you want to call them top 20, which I wouldn't. You know, when it comes to any decent side, it's a tie at best for these boys. It's time to get a win against what will likely be Uruguay's bench. They're going to be rotating. Uruguay is the Spain of the Copa America. They've been playing great. They beat Panama a comfortable 3-1. They destroyed Bolivia 5-0 the way we should have. The way you're supposed to. Bolivia's bad. So Uruguay, like Spain, are playing the way they're supposed to be in the Copa. And the United States has to, with their sloppy performance, are going to have to get a win against Uruguay. I don't know how they're going to do it. But if they do, good thing. We did it. But if they don't, and Greg gets fired, and we get ourselves a new coach for the 2 years going in the World Cup. So in a lot of ways, it's win-win for us. It's a big night. It's a big night either way. There has been talk about if we lose, like get over it, U.S. Soccer would never fire Greg. No, I do not buy that for a second. You don't group a Copa America with Bolivia and Panama and don't get punished for it. Throughout the history of the United States soccer program, the second cycle has never, ever worked out for a coach ever, and this is no different. I mean, it's just the same patterns again. or it's looking to be no different. Like I said, maybe USA will beat Uruguay and go off into the knockout round and give Colombia or Brazil a hell of a game. That's different. He probably will keep his job after that, I imagine. But if he loses and he gets bounced out the group, no. Why would he? After 2006, Bruce lost his job. We got bounced from the group. Bob lost his job pretty crazily. He lost his job after getting second place in a Gold Cup. It was a bad defeat. I think it was a 5-0. So he got, which is a little unfair because Jürgen Klinsmann got eliminated in the semis. He didn't lose his job at the Gold Cup a few years later. But Klinsmann lost his job after two bad losses in the qualifiers and got bounced for Bruce. And then when Bruce failed to qualify, although he didn't fire him right away, I think he quit. There's no way he was going to continue on after that. So, I've never seen a U.S. manager survive getting grouped, pretty much. I'm trying to think if I have. No, after 98, got grouped, Steve Sampson got fired. After we got grouped in 1990, Bob Gansler stopped. That's where they went and got Bora, the specialist. So, like, if we get grouped here after 6 years of head coach, a Copa at home with Bolivia and Panama, there'd be no way he survives that. No way. No way at all. And people who say he will are way too... have lost way too much faith in U.S. soccer. Is U.S. soccer as quick as other places? No. It's not like the Mexican Federation where they fire a coach every 6 months. No, I know that. But also, there is a limit, and this is its limit. U.S. soccer, there's no way U.S. soccer will keep Greg after we get grouped. There's no way. There can't be. If there is, then we start lining up in the Chicago Soccer House, and we start demanding answers. We bring burning stakes. We bring pickaxes. We have pitchforks, not pickaxes. Pitchforks and pickaxes, and we demand answers, like we did in the '60s, man. Okay, that is my quickfire response to Deutschland. Deutschland gut. Want to wacker an den ears? Jawohl. On to Spain, on to Spanien. My cohort Bjorn is on vacation. He is in Spain. He is in enemy territory. Would love to get him on at some point, but with a different time zone. He's got his family. He's busy, so I'm going to leave him be. We're going to be live after Uruguay. It could just be me again. We'll see. It might be Bjorn, but it might just be me more realistically. Or I'll get a guest. We'll see. But anyway, that was it. Good luck. Good luck for the rest of the summer. Keep enjoying your summer of soccer. As of today, Germany and the United States are still alive. Monday, do or die for the United States. Freitag, do or die for Germany. Let's go. Let's go. Let me get us out of here. Comments, Seba. Hello, Seba. Thanks for joining me. Seba asks, let's go, USA. 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 And Deutschland. Wir fahren nach Berlin. Wir fahren nach Berlin. That's not the phrase, but Deutschland fahrt nach Berlin. Whatever they're saying, I forget. But Germany is going to Berlin, where the final is. Until then, tschüss. Let me see what kind of thing we got here. What is this one? It's called Feeding the Ducks. It's a slow go. All right. Seba S. New York Red Bulls had a hard-fought 2-2 home draw against DC United yesterday. So I still got my hands on the Red Bulls. Guess it was good to get we didn't lose, but it was home and should have won. But Forsberg and Lewis Morgan only came off the bench. Forsberg's still coming off an injury. Lewis Morgan, I guess, isn't in match fit. I don't know, for some reason. Anyway. Seba, Germany versus Spain. My prediction, Germans 2-1. Hell yeah, Seba S. Me too. I mean, the Spanish have been scoring a storm. But the Spanish have played Georgia. They play... Well, I guess they play Croatia and Italy. So they've been hardened. It's not soft opposition. They played Albania. They played Croatia. They played Italy. And then they played a fun Georgia side. You were at the game, New York Red Bull. Here we go. Sebas, I was at the game. New York Red Bulls played like shit. Yeah, it was tough. We need Lewis Morgan and Emil Forsberg out there, dude. Dennis and Ronald Doncourt. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, they have to lean on their young guys. Julian de Guzman had a round table, and they asked, we're going to get number 9, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. And he was just non-committal, like typical Red Bull stuff. And like, what about all this investment you promised? He's like, Emil Forsberg. That was Emil Forsberg. So, but do not despair, Seba. We are confidently in 4th place. As long as we get in the playoffs with a home playoff advantage, which I believe we will this year, which we haven't had in a long time, then we should be happy because improvements were. All right, cheers, everybody. Bis Montag.